Okay, we're back. Microsoft Flight Simulator. I just did some updates, so I'm just gonna run through. I'm not sure what the graphics are gonna do, so we're just gonna run through some of these new activities and landing challenges. So here we are in a Airbus 320 coming into Stansted, London, England. So it's only a 8-knot crosswind coming in 180, sharp left-hander, runway 4 at 140 knots or so. I like to keep her up about 10 knots above, just so I don't, I usually turn off the auto throttle. So I'm just watching this, just kind of memorize that. Hopefully the settings are smooth enough, because that makes a big difference. Like, if you don't have your graphics smooth, you're not going to be able to land the aircraft. Yeah, they look pretty clean too. I'm not sure about smooth. We'll see.
2,500.
I believe it's over there. So, and I'm going to go gear down, hopefully slow down, or damage something, and flaps.
Overspeed, 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 overspeed,
And I'm going to
overspeed,
open up
overspeed, overspeed.
and no. There's a lane, I believe. Oh, I didn't realize there's so many. Wow. That one. Well, we shall see. Not sure. It's I guess that's it there. Yes, and I come out and then turn even sharper left. Assuming that's it. Yeah, I think the auto throttle might be on, but I'm not sure if that just gauges at a certain speed. I have no idea. Assuming that's it. Yeah. Maybe that's it over there. It's gotta be it there. Like way. No idea where it is. That's it. I don't know. That's it. That's what I'm supposed to do. Well, that's it. Well, how I missed that. So we got to come out a little further and just past that windmill. Then, I want to go. Yeah, because I want to come in around 150. Drop down to 140, so it's probably an upper bit. You want to keep it spooling upwards. These graphics aren't too much for my system. Yes, a little, it looks clear, but I don't know. Okay, throttle up. I want to be around 150. Seems okay, but I'm not too sure. I'd have it up a little high. Weird, there's two windmills side by side below. I'd rather see them double. So 157, that's a good amount. Seems smooth. Let's plan it, yes, because I want to be landing around. It's coming in a little. I want to slow down and then spool up a little bit so that I'm ready if I have to go around. Okay, this looks good. See the pappy lights on the left? There appear to be 4 white. That means I'm high. 2 white, 2 red. It's the proper glide slope. See, it's getting down to 150-ish, but I am up high, so I do want to make sure that I don't gain too much coming down. So if you come a little steeper, you will gain. So there you go. That's a proper glide slope right there. 60, it's still good. So I can, because if I run it like 140 in, 150 sometimes when you drop off, you can lose, that 10 knots and you lose your lift and just slam in. Yeah, so sometimes you got to keep your speed up to keep lift. It's like that one in Toronto. Retard. Like, I thought it was up further.
100.
Retard.
60, 50, 40, 30, 20, 20. Retard 5.
Retard. Not bad, but I went past it way too far. There we go. See all the spoilers go up when I put reverse thrusters on. And then it's going to go stop. And I gotta be, that's not bad considering. I wasn't expecting the, trying epic. Wasn't expecting the square to be that close to the front of the runway. There's New Zealand. No, I don't have that stuff. I don't have that. Where's the ones that... Maybe they're high winds. It is in... Oh, there's one. Cork, Ireland. High winds. Ooh. No, I got that data. Ooh, here's one. Nagasaki. Wow. I'm going to try both. Wow, let's try this one first. Oh no, right here. Cork, Ireland. Then I'll go to the other one, airliner. This is a TBM 930, starting at 3,000 feet, runway 34, Cork, and have to study. Yeah, coming in over water, 36 knot crosswind. Wow. So I'll have to bring it in left at around 100. Only one notch of flaps. Too much flaps will throw it all over the place. Might even rip the flaps off. So, want to keep a little faster speed and flaps up a little to keep it a little more stable. Is the
landing gear.
realize, I mean, normally these challenges are really short. Like, that's a long track. And I believe it's like a strong left to right wind. So I gotta be heading a bit left of the airport. And I can feel the wind already. Really pulling me right. Yeah, I think that's it up here. Off a lot of airspeed. That's one another knot. But it is heavy wind, so you have to be careful. Not rip. This one off. Then back up. I want to be around 120. Oh, look at it, it's just pulling me right. Slow down. No, that's not bad there. Wind is really making it difficult. Retard. Oh, it took a long time to land. And reverse thruster. I don't think that's going to be good. I landed way past it. Okay, stop. Ah, not good. Now let's try the other one. Yeah, there's some other, there's all kinds, there's like bush trips, there's tours, all kinds of stuff, and more you can download. Like, it's really cool. I don't know why I didn't get that one. I don't know if I crashed. And those other ones there. Yeah, and some of these other ones I have to still download. Let's, I gotta download that. Japan, probably that airport maybe. So I can't do that one. There was another one. Huh. What? Maybe it was in, let's try Epic. Huh. Can't do those ones. I'm pretty sure it was London. Go back. Famous. There's one. There's another one. I swear there was a... Oh no, I did the London one. think I'd hit them both. Now let's try this one then. A new one in Japan called Rishiri in a Cessna Citation. Yeah, looking, it's coming over water down 6 knot crosswind, runway 25. Gonna land. Kind of bring it up a bit. Let's get there. Lights on. Then let's sneak out. And then I'm in a jet. Make sure when you go outside, you want to just make sure the throttle's working, flaps are where you want them. Yeah, I put flaps on one more because it's not a major wind, and I do have to lose a lot of altitude. I'm going to drop down right now, throttle back a bit, slowly turn towards the runway. 2200 feet, I'm going down fast. That's I'm leveling out a bit. Will really lose airspeed once I level out. Stops down and gear down. But like I said, 120 and 30 is the landing speed. Good. Nice and stable. Probably not a bit because it is nice to have a little extra speed. That down. Lead it down. Yeah. Rolling up just a bit.
500.
Because like I said, when you get down to 120-ish range, really easy for the aircraft just to drop short. Rather come in at like 130, 140, and then steeper. And retard. He's off now. Sometimes you'll end up floating. Retard. 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 Oh, that was way too hard. I thought I was touching down. That's the thing with this aircraft. The wheels are not as high as it like. Look, it looks like I'm on the pavement. Yeah, it's kind of a weird view. I think it's a little off because that looks too low. Looks like I'm laying on the ground like I'm a low rider, and it really throws you off because you're expecting the wheels to hit and they don't, so then you just slam it down. Okay, so let's see what we can do. Let me go back in here and just look. I thought I missed one. No, can't. No, gotta download those ones. I got other ones that I haven't. This Pico one, I don't. Oh, that's that one with the. Yeah. There's Wellington now. Oh, I gotta download that one. That's right. Yeah, I've done the rest of them. Like I said, I can download more. So let's go back to this one here. Yeah, I gotta get the New Zealand, Australia. Then I'll get all those ones. Here's the other one, Japan. In a Cessna 172 Skyhawk. Easy aircraft to fly. I mean, you don't. The stall speed is like what, 50 or 60. So, yeah, and you know it'll handle 80. So, I usually keep it because when you turn, you'll really lose speed. So. You can be weary of that. You don't want to lose too much. So, I think that's it over there. Yeah, fairly stable. It's like a routine landing. Go one more notch of flats. That's it right there. Yeah. So, like I said, it's projecting to land around 60, and you can see I'm doing like one double, so probably down. It will bleed off really fast, so you got to be careful.
500.
You can go from too fast to stall in just a matter of seconds if you're not. Ooh, look at the glare. Coming a little fast, so 90, bleeding off. Put nose out, okay, throttling up a bit, just in case. I mean, not what, just getting a little, losing a littleelt. Yeah, there we go, come here. Float her down, float her down, float her down. Retard. That wasn't bad. Yeah, I don't think I got there's no reverse thruster, so it's gonna kind of suck. Oh. And I didn't have full flap, so. Oh, but I got an A, so let's see where I ranked on it. And, oh, 659 in the world. Not bad. Let's see if we can find an epic one. I don't like that one. I got to download. Yeah, there's nothing. I might download there. Download. Oh, wow, I'm gonna get all kinds of them when I download. That was a good one there. That's a real one. Oh yeah, that's in that fucking haircut. It's freaking hard. Same part. Saba's hard. Oh wow. Yeah, let's go back and see if we got any ones on the main menu. Okay, let's go back in activities because we got discovery flights. Wow. New ones there. New Zealand. Chiba. Wow. Kyoto. PARO. Ireland, Kusamoto. Wow. Sweden, Dublin. Belgium, Iceland, Tahiti. Wow. I thought there was going to be more Scotland. I don't see really any Scotland. It's kind of weird. Of course. Huh. Well, Fort William, that is one there, but Frankfurt. Let's try Zurich. We'll see these castles that people claim they built in these railways, tunnels. They were not built. They were built by Earth. They're natural. Just like a snowflake or a tree will regrow and help out other trees. The Earth, through quantum manifestation techniques, can actually realign particles like a 3D printer. And because there's no space or time, they don't have to be moved. They just realign and reposition. So they go from That's why the tunnels underneath a lot of times. Okay, let's just go from outside. This is just a sightseeing kind of thing. Missouri. That's gonna fly around. That's all it is. So, and that produces Mandela effects because then there's that history that gets injected into the timeline, or my timeline. And so I know that they couldn't have been built by men, or back in 1,000 years ago or more. And there was the useful, the purpose for the bells and the organs and the architecture design was for healing vibration. And these I know they had copper. I'm not sure if there was mercury, but there was radium in a lot of these facilities. That radium produced heat. So a lot of fireplaces weren't really fireplaces; they were radium places for houses. So you didn't have a fire; you just naturally heat it and cool it too. And a lot of these structures, you can see the fingerprints, especially the basilicas and the castles. They're symmetrical and they're made of stone, so the stone acts as a ground to inject from the ether electricity and on demand, and that's where the railways were set up for the trams or electric cars that would receive electricity through the engine. It would induce it, heat up the steam, and to be still operated by steam engine, but it was heated, the steam was produced from the conduction of electricity that would be grounded through the rails, and it was using like a quantum thought, I believe, because if you're inside the vehicle, the earth, and the trams can read the minds of the operator or the people on it. Yes. So it's just like what I told them earlier, you think thoughts and say things and do things in nature. Nature understands. That is the ether, which is coming from a place of ether. You can't see it, but it's everywhere, and it connects to the source. So when you're bringing anything out of the ether to be created, or a castle or a studio, it's got the perfect design of nature, of Mother Earth, seeded by the thought of the connected person. And I'm not sure if it goes through, and that's why like a lot of angels that you see in statues, they're the ones that help either facilitate or liaise and create those structures. A lot of times you'll have the person that manifested it, or their memories, or their these thoughts that come from that person's timeline, or I'm not sure if it's the area. So that's why you get like in certain areas like India, there'll be just different symbolism, because that's just in the thought of how it builds. So when it builds these structures with all these fine details, it's like it's not just have been made. It was basically made by a 3D printer from the ether or the original space and time. So it basically collapses time into where it's similar to how the spaceships could travel across the universe and collapses time by connecting to the dimensions for dimensional travel. And at the quantum level, because when you can't put a source, there is no space and time, so it becomes a quantum thought, and the speed of thought is instantaneous. That's what quantum is. So it's not like, you're not talking light years, you're talking instantaneous. So this is Europe? Yeah, so it's a little tour around, just checking out the basically just the graphics and the frames per second. They seem really good. Now, like I said, a lot of these castles and cathedrals, even in Canada, the United States, all over the world, will say they're Tartarian. They weren't really Tartarian. Tartarians knew how to do the manifestation and what these devices or the purpose of these buildings were. Whereas other persons that claimed to have built a good builder, they just basically took them, they found them, that's how they say found them. And then they claimed that, a lot of times they claim there's fire, so that was their way of saying, it burned down, so I rebuilt it, so I own it. Because they knew they didn't build it, so the only reason to claim ownership is to try to burn it down, but it's don't. So they don't really burn down some of these portions. And then put their own little signature, they threw their name on it, and that's how you get the Carnegie Halls and all that, and the Vanderbilts and the Rothschilds and even the Kings who found these buildings. Now, it doesn't mean, find the keepers, but my lineage is actually from Sterling Castle, and it's interesting because that's where the Templars led to, and that was the perfect spot for them. It wasn't really a facility that was being utilized, so kind of like a vacation one. So the one king, I think it was when the Templars came in the 1300s, they were allowed to stay there, and that's why they fought at Bannockburn and helped in that battle near Sterling Castle. And they buried the Holy Grail there. The Holy Grail it allows, I'm not sure how if someone holding it, but they can imprint basically like a god DNA code for these codes. The DNA to make the lineage of that DNA capable of connecting the source easier. And I'm pretty certain the ones that were carried the DNA structure in that lineage had initials JK forged in that site by initial by a table. But anyways, we got all types of things like my father, my son, baby kid, my brother's baby kid, my sister's kid, my sister's brother is something K, my other's sister, my mother's JK, my girlfriend, JK. It just goes on and on. It's not simple. And then all those people, I know my son, myself, have abilities that are abnormal, and I figured out through experimentation over 4 years of how to actually use that for good. I only use for good. I can't actually use for that. I think it could be, but I'm not sure how that would work. That may be where, there can be safe from trying to utilize these techniques for bad. And there's a lot of bad going on. Carney and Pluto and the girls that they've done. I think it's actually mass misfire, like mass murder. Because why the main principles of economics, which are universal, they know that the only outcome is for people to be homeless and die. So they're offering aid to kill people, and they're offering supplying drugs for overdoses, and they're forcing people to get jabbed against their will, which is bioweapon vaccines are still known. It's just part of your job. And they can't say they didn't know what they were doing. It's just basic economics. By then, you destroy the supplies by bringing in 10 million immigrants from India or whatever, and giving them enough money to afford to rent these places, and then kicking out all the Canadians. I mean, don't say that didn't happen. I got evicted, and the whole 200 people live in London, and were replaced by these immigrants, and then we got thrown into the market. There's nothing to get. You could afford, because the supply is destroyed, and they knew that. So basically, I'm fortunate enough that I managed to get my sister and my mother together, and we rented a place. We're paying like $3,000 a month for crappy spending. If I didn't have that, my pension, retired in the city, wouldn't even cover the rent and utilities. And whereas an immigrant getting off planes from India, they're giving them more a month than my homeless pension working for the city of London for 30 years. That's how it's screwed up. So we know it's intentional, and that's causing inflation and the excess carbon taxes, all the money, the billions they're sending overseas that they're laundering, and then it's unaccountable, it's obviously laundering, sending it to Ukraine, all their buddies, companies, billions, and hundreds of billions. They're just looting Canada. And knowing that they're killing people. Sean Fraser knew exactly what he was doing as housing minister and immigration, flooding the market. Flying them in. Carney knew it. He was advising. He was supposedly autonomous. Flying them in. It's, very simple. You reduce the supply, that increase the demand, and then the price goes up. And you do that in extreme nature, which they did, and you get extreme rises, and rents is doubled, and prices of the housing is doubled. So, and their little techniques to hide inflation is bullshit. They're not protecting anyone. They're killing Canadians, and I can prove it, and it's a law. I actually, on the basis of flying them in. This is mass murder, manslaughter, with intent. And that's, it just is what it is. You can't deny it. They're getting always, and then look at the laundering on their, every time they go on an airplane trip, how they're spending $100,000, $200,000 in food. They're not. They're obviously, cooking the books and shuffling money and, laundering money to friends or themselves. And Carney's got billions of dollars in his holdings with Brookfield that they're evading tax evasion. We can't do that. I mean, this is criminal. Sean Fraser, Justin Trudeau, Mark Carney, mass murder. You just see the martial law that we implemented to break up the convoys locally, and then forcing the bioweapons, violate every protocol of Nuremberg. That's what the Nazis did. They did that, and they killed people. Like Sean Hartman did. Obviously, my son almost died. He took an injection and had chest pain for 2 months. Myself, I was forced to take the test, which I'm allergic to vaccines. I was hospital placed in them, and then I ended up getting autoimmune disorder forced by my employer, City of London. And I was allowed. I don't even have a doctor. The doctor retired, but I'm not vaccinated. You're not allowed to get that transplant. Not allowed to go into a hospital. Not allowed to get a doctor. Not allowed to see a doctor. I actually tried to get a doctor, and they sent me to a new walking clinic that we opened up for immigrants. But I went in there, and it was just a small little tiny room, jammed with 40, 50, 60 immigrants. I didn't want to walk in there. I don't know what they were bringing over from whatever country or coming from all over. It's intentional. This is intentional. World Economic Forum, Mark Carney, Trudeau, Mr. Greenland, House Club, everyone. We need to implement that. I don't even know, it's bad. Trump. I mean, the tariffs, or the Canadian tariffs, are what affects the Canadians. And he started just before Trump even got in, Carney and Trudeau, they put 100% tariffs on Chinese and U.S. items. They put out 400 or 500% on dairy products. Well, those are tariffs. They were doing what Trump is doing on a small scale, or Trump's doing on a small scale compared to what the Canadians have been doing for years against the U.S. So they're making it sound as if Trump is doing the tariffs. No, Trump is correcting what they've been doing, Canada's been doing to all kinds of countries. You know, Canada's acting like China, like a dictator, and now they want to bring in military. That's stupid. You don't bring in foreign military. It would at least come China. And that's not going to happen. They are going to be in jail. No doubt about it. This is intent there. They know what's going to happen on basic economic principles. It's supply and demand. You can ask any professor anywhere in the world, and it's predictable. You smash the supply of housing, and you give the people you smash it with, you give them money to afford it, and then you evict all the people that low-income people, so that they're forced into a market where the rent is higher than their income. Well, those numbers don't add up. And then with the food inflation and everything else, they can't live. They can't afford to live. So they either kill themselves, end up homeless, or they get offered meat and they die. Or they get offered fentanyl and they OD and die. Either which way, it's the economic policy of death, and they're leading Canada to do this because the billions and billions that they're spending overseas that they're laundering, they're all going over to overseas positions so they can collect their laundered billions. That is causing the inflation. And then the mass immigration costs, giving them billions and billions of dollars in healthcare and pensions and money. And people are thinking, you know, this one Syrian guy and his wife and 3 or 4 kids are getting $16,000 a month. He just went over to the dealer across the road from me and bought a brand new Escalade. He just got off the boat from Syria. I mean, I don't make $16,000 a month. My whole family, you know, sister, mother, we didn't make that much money. And that's how they're attracting all these people from India, Syria, and everywhere else. So of course they're going to come here, you know, but it's destroying Canada through inflation. And then a lot of these politicians, like, you know, I think even Polyev, a lot of these politicians and MPs, they're all invested in the REITs, which is the real estate investment trust. It's corporations that are buying up these houses that people cannot afford to own now, and they're doubling rent, and then they can build. That's how Gagmeet and Polyev, now their worth is 50 million, 100 million. They just threw it out. So all of them are in on this, and they're doing this killing Canadians. Canadians are dying while they're getting rich. All by design. And I will exactly show that it's simple supply and demand. There's only one outcome that could happen based on the supply and demand that we knew. They were actually warned, I believe the PMO office warned them that, are you looking at the repercussions of immigration? You're bringing 10 million people. They don't have 10 million houses. You don't get anything. Well, what's going to happen? You're going to have, you know, millions of people that are homeless, and that's why you see millions of people homeless right across Canada, or dying, or dead, and offering, why, you know, hundreds of thousands of Canadians are being offered aid because they can't afford to live. And that is wrong. That is intentional by Carney and Trudeau. This is their economic policy, which is death to Canadians, mainly white Canadians, and replacing us with these immigrants that they're giving more money to, so they're going to get these people to replace us. Of course they're going to come over. They're getting more money given to them than they would earn in an entire lifetime. And they're doing that up front, so they're bankrupting Canada, crushing the poor and the middle class is eliminated by inflation. Can't even afford to live. I mean, I made when I worked for the city $60,000 a year. I can't afford to rent the guy's place that I'm living at right now. I'd be homeless. bring home $3,000 a month, my pension. Well, my rent and utilities would be $2,000. And then that's not to mention car, food. They can afford to buy food. That's like, $1,000 a month, and you go to the grocery store, just a small little bag there, $75 for 3 or 4 items. I go to hamburger and steak, it's like something that was $10, a year ago, $25. It's just unaffordable. Can't afford anything, and it's all done intentionally. The inflation caused by overtaxation, overspending, spending all this money, billions they've laundered, billions they've spent on these immigrants that they've attracted and brought in under pretenses of knowing, and they've given them our houses. Yeah, I got evicted, so 250 other families in London, low income. Most of them ended up either homeless or dead. They can't afford to live. And they actually moved in Syrians, Africans, and Indians, mainly from India, into all the units that they evicted people. And the Zen group, which is the corporate landlord, they own half of Ontario, they doubled the rent. So they had it like an agreement, obviously, federal government, to buy them with tenants that they're going to give them more money than any of these tenants that are evicted are getting by a long shot, double or triple, and they're being replaced. And look, if they're doing the same thing with all the jobs, they're paying them, they're subsidizing their wages, so the business are going to hire them. They're giving incentives to get rid of the Canadians and replace them with these immigrants. Yeah, so it's intentional. It's mass murder, mass manslaughter, by policy of Carney, Trudeau, John Fraser, Mark Miller. They've all got a part of that huge bullshit that you just talked about, bringing in the military. You can't do that. You can't bring in. Since when can you bring in another country's citizen to recruit them through the military? No, that's treason. That is, we're going to bring in communists. Yeah, that's ridiculous. They've already got the Chinese in Alberta, some mines and stuff with AK-47. Well, you know what? That's why they're trying to take farming firearms away from white Canadians, because they're realizing, hey, we're going to figure out that we're killing them, and they're going to revolt. Self-defense. They're kind of making homeless, which is a gun. You can't afford to live. And they're offering you gas by maid. Well, I feel to tell myself, when the person who made that policy decision, John Fraser, Mark Carney, I'd still have self-defense. It's just that. They are, they're the one of prison. Anyways, look at this, Tyson later. Pretty amazing. The land at the airport. I think it's disturbed. Ironically, we don't see 10 million immigrants coming into fucking Switzerland, where any of them are. Yeah, they're bringing it into fucking Britain, Australia, and Canada to fucking destroy those countries. All the same principle. Canada is getting worse, and they're killing the citizens. Cause of death in Canada is made government suicide or government killing citizens because they can't afford to live. Now they're trying to change it so that poor people, they can take their babies and kill them, and then they can take the organs. Yeah, that's how sick these people are. They're killing Canadians and harvesting organs, and they're doing this by crushing the supply of housing so that no one, or raising inflation. The price of houses and rent literally went up in 2 months. A few years ago when they started doing this, doubled like in months. Went from, they evicted all of us, rent was about $1,200 a month for a townhouse, which a lot of people could barely afford. I mean, I could afford it because I moved to the city of London. But they doubled it now, it's $2,500. They can afford that. That's more than almost every person they evicted. That's more than their income. And then they bring in these immigrants that they're paying enough money. But these immigrants will move in 4 or 5 or 10 people in one unit, and then they pocket the rest. They're giving them housing, and then they're giving them more money or subsidizing wages and incentives, or they build businesses to hire Canadians or only hire immigrants because they're subsidizing them. They give them money allowances, they give them free health care, free lodging, free everything. You name it. Far more than any Canadian. I would say to years, and I don't. They're getting fresh off the plane, and they're taking asylum, and they're bringing in terrorists from dead Nixon, California terrorists from India. It's just a sickening display of mass murder, mass manslaughter, treason, and they're all in on it. I mean, you have to. And why would they all be invested in REIT, real estate investment trusts? They had to have known that this was the policy, and that real estate and rents were going to double, and they're going to buy up all these prices with these trusts and reap all this money that they're giving to these immigrants that can afford this increase. Then the Canadians, they're offering them death, and that's it. Death and homelessness. Yeah, you don't see any Indians in a tent freezing to death. Yeah, and then they're trying to say, oh, it's all drugs. No, they're miserable because they can't afford to live. And then that's what ends up happening, and it's like that, or they just go in and they just need services, they're dead. And, they cannot deny that John Fraser, Mark Carney, Justin Trudeau, Christopher Taylor, they know he's hopefully a PhD or whatever of economics. I took economics. I know the principles. Everyone knows the basic principles of supply and demand, which is good if you take it at any economics course at any level. So the only outcome that this could possibly be would be double the rent, which is going to happen when you crush the supply of housing, is people can't afford it. It's higher than the rent, and utilities, that rent and food, is double or triple their income. So they become homeless, and they offer them aid to kill them. That simple. Replacement theory, killing Canadians intentionally. They know that there's no other result that's going to happen but death, and then these immigrants are going to take advantage of that, which, where else can you go to a country and they're bankrupting the country and killing their citizens and giving money away? I mean, it's just ridiculous. Go to China, try to pull that in China, they'll execute you by firing squad. Can't even own property in China. Chinese are laundering all their fentanyl money and buying up all the real estate, further increasing the price of real estate in Canada. Half the places in Florida and Toronto, that's why you have 40,000 empty condos. My city in London, that's the Florida, you'd have to make 180, 200 grand to afford a $500,000 mortgage. The price of the houses should only be 150 grand, 200 grand. And what wages, my wages in 20 years went up, I don't know, $7 an hour, and it only went up like 20 bucks a week, because the rest of it is eaten up by increases in pension, employment insurance, everything else, which none of these immigrants have ever paid anything, and they're collecting benefits far superior than any of our pensions or anything. It's better than my private pension. Yes, this is criminal. They know there's no other outcome than death to Canadians, and that's what Sean Fraser and Mark Carney and Trudeau, the rest of the people that are, the elbows up crowd, they don't have any idea. They just hear Orange Man bad, which is terrible. That is ridiculous to use that, blame that. And they started the tariff wars, Carney and Trudeau, before Trump was even in office. They were putting 100% plus tariffs on the U.S. and China. I mean, they started the tariff wars, and then they're using that, blaming the economy and all that, and they're looting of Canada, which is causing inflation, their taxation, their carbon taxes, the billions sent outside of Canada to other countries. Yeah, you said 200 billion to other countries. Yeah, right. We don't have 200 billion. You're borrowing that. You know the repercussions can be inflation and death to Canadians, especially when you bring in 10 million immigrants from wherever, India. This is what's happened. This has to be investigated at either an international level. Obviously, the RCMP are compromised, probably the military too. But we're going to deal with it, and we're going to get justice. It's going to happen. Karmic justice. They cannot hide from it. God knows what they're doing, seeing it. This is pre-planned mass murder of Canadians. I'm seeing it every day. Everyone else is seeing it. Can't not see it. And they cannot say they did not know what the policy, basic economics. You know anything about economics, you know that that's policy. And all the other MPs that are invested in REITs, they better have a good explanation of why they're invested and who advised them. Because if they knew that the policy was going to lead to homelessness and death and doubling rents, doubling of real estate prices, and they're jumping in to make millions on the backs of Canadians that are dying, yeah, I got a problem with that. When they force mass injections that have killed thousands, including kids, and now they're trying to give it to infants. That's killed thousands. Miscarriages. The one cop, there was like miscarriages went up, what, 400%? Yeah. Infertility rates. I mean, everyone's all infertile now. It packs your ovaries. It's just ridiculous. There's SV40 in it, which is how they induce cancer. That was in the vaccines in Canada. SV40. That's mass murder. They knew it. They did it, and everything they did was to kill Canadians and loot Canada. And karmic justice is coming. It will terminate every single one of them. They cannot hide. It is coming. Make no mistake. It will serve itself. Justice will be served. That's it. I'm out. Went on a little bit of a rant, but we are done. Duke out.